So it is time. This is the Infinite Game, and I talk about alternative investments and also budgeting and saving money. And right now, I'm focusing more on sports cards and TCG cards. And today, I'm going to be talking about TCG, specifically Yu-Gi-Oh! So these are the top five, really top 10 Yu-Gi-Oh cards or Yu-Gi-Oh monsters that are most popular that I think people should invest in. And I don't really think you can go wrong with any of these. I have some honorable mentions. And then also I'm going to go over the top 14 most expensive Yu-Gi-Oh cards to also give you an example of what sets, what boxes, and really what makes these things very desirable for collectors and investors. All right. So number 10 is Celtic Guardian. You can find it and I would any of his cards, if you can get them first edition. If not, you want to get first edition, secret rare, ultimate or ultra rare. Definitely first edition if you can, and if you need, I will say get them graded. PSA 10 condition, BGS 10, SGC 10 gold. I believe it's CGC if they're grading those 10. If not, obviously do 9.5s and a 9 if you can't find them. But that first edition over everything, and then try to get it graded. So Celtic Guardian, you can also find it not only Yugi's original starter deck, but you can also find it in LOB, Legend of Blue Eyes is the first box pack or box set for Yu-Gi-Oh that came out, and Celtic Guardian is in that. Number 9, Summon Skull. Summon Skull is iconic. I really like the Summon Skull character. Very powerful, especially back in the day. And Summon Skull, I will say that you can find it same in Yugi's deck, but more important in LOB. I believe there's one in Dark Crisis, and there are a few more sets that have Summon Skull. That's a definite buy, I think, for people. Next is Flame Swordsman. It's the same. I saw it in LOB and Yugi's original starter deck. So Exodia should be the number 7 option. So Exodia is one of the most powerful monsters ever. I remember seeing it in. This one is very iconic because this is the first monster, most powerful monster that was used in the first Yu-Gi-Oh episode, and it be Kaiba. Just extremely powerful. You normally find all of them in, I would say, LOB, and you have 5. So you have the arm, the left arm, right arm, left leg, right leg, and then you have the head and torso of Exodia. And that'd be the thing, definitely for collectors, that you need to collect all 5. So that'd be kind of hard to do. Obviously, if you can, go out the first edition PSA 9s, and then if you can get 10s, that's worth a lot of money. But definitely LOB. Also saw Exodia in the Masters collection. It's this gold binder, and one of the cards is the Exodia head. You do have Exodia Necros and other forms of Exodia by itself that you can find. I believe in Dark Crisis that has that as well. Next, and also 10s. So for some of these, like Summon Skull, there is a 10 specifically for Summon Skull, one of the original Yu-Gi-Oh 10s. I don't remember if it's 2002 or 2003, but you can get that 10 for Summon Skull as well. Those are going to be secret rares, and those are going to be harder to find. I think those will be worth money. Also, some of these cards are going to be in Shonen Jump. I believe there's Exodia one for Shonen Jump comics. But it's probably better to just find it graded and try to buy the original comic book. That'd be very hard to do. And then I believe same for Exodia. Summon Skull and Exodia should have those. Next, Egyptian God monster. There's 3 Egyptian God cards. So Obelisk the Tormentor, it was held by Kaiba, and that was the first Egyptian god we've ever seen. And then next is Slifer the Sky Dragon, very, very powerful creature. And then next is Winged Dragon Ra. These are some of my most favorite monsters ever. I remember these were in the Battle City season, and this was really during the golden age of Yu-Gi-Oh! So I think people are gonna love those. Always want to get their hands on them. They've been releasing a lot of Egyptian God cards as of late, but I think the Shonen Jump ones are some of the best ones you can get, especially if you get them in PSA 10 condition. Next, I do think you should be looking for them in GBI. So that's like Game Boy set. So these are harder to find. So you do have the silver and the gold. The gold is harder to find for a reason. The silver is worth more. They're harder to find in PSA 10. But whatever, silver's worth more. I mean, if you got the money, buy both. But those are very pricey and expensive. The other one is the worldwide edition. They're like this international set. I believe these are from the Game Boy Advance game as well. And I believe these are all secret rare. So those are huge to get. The other thing though is you can find them in tins. That's another good place to find them. These are different, but you can find them in tins. Is Obelisk and Slifer. These are secret rares. You can also find a Winged Dragon Raw from DOD. I think it's Duels of Destiny. It's an Xbox game, and it came with their Winged Dragon Raw card. And the Slifer that comes from the manga is another one that you can find and get. Those are much harder to find, and it will take some time and energy and cost some money to find these cards. To me, those are probably in the top three. But I think some people have some other iconic monsters. Next is Kuribo. Not my take, not my best thing. I don't know which sets you can find Kuribo. I would guess LOB. So originally it's in Metal Raiders, so it's the second set. To get Metal Raiders or Power of Chaos, you came out in 2002, or you can get in the Yugi Evolution deck. So that's the second ever Yugi starter deck to come out. Well, specifically for Yugi. Next is Dark Magician Girl. Dark Magician Girl is secret rare, very hard to find. And Dark Magician Girl is a very, very expensive. So you can find it in Magician Force as well. Came out in 2003. I believe that is the 5th or 6th set to ever come out. There's a collectible 10 series that basically comes out as a secret rare. And then you have other ones that come after that, but I don't think those are as collectible. I would say Premium Gold 2014 is interesting. But next is Dark Magician. That's an LOB. It's also in, I personally like it in a Yu-Gi-Oh! Starter deck. Very iconic. There are a few other places that I think you can also buy it. From DDS, call it DDS Blue Eyes. Oh, and I also have this card. For Exodia is DDS as well. Dark Dual Stories. It's a secret rare. It comes in a video game. And it has Red Eyes Black Dragon, Blue Eyes White Dragon, and Dark Magician. Well, no. Red Eyes, no Red Eyes. Blue Eyes White Dragon, Dark Magician, and Exodia, the head of Exodia. But you can find it in that, and that's probably going to be the most expensive and the rarest one you're going to find. You also have it in the Power of Chaos, Yugi, the Destiny. I would say if you can find that as well. And then you do have the secret rare in the starter deck, Yugi Evolution. And then there's a Shonen Jump one that came out in 2002. It's a promotional card. And then Legend of Blue Eyes set that came out in 2002. Yugi starter deck that you can find it in. Next is Blue Eyes White Dragon. That's the most iconic card, period. It's in Kaiba's starter deck, first edition, that runs a pretty penny, but also Probably the biggest one is Legend of Blue Eyes White Dragon. And I do have one from Kyber Starter Deck First Edition, but also I have the DDS Blue Eyes White Dragon, which is super iconic as well. Yeah, I also the Shonen Jump promotion for that for Red Eyes and Blue Eyes. I have that as well, and I think that's definitely worth picking up as well. You can pick those up for much cheaper. Next, honorable mentions I wrote down here is Buster Blader. Very iconic set. Oh yeah, and you can find these in tens. The Blue Eyes and Dark Magician, you can both find them in the original tens. I believe there's two different Blue Eyes White Dragons for 2002 and then one for 2003. And then there's two for Dark Magician, one for 2002 and one for 2003. Those are secret rares. You can find a PSA 10. Those probably be a little bit cheaper. Or you can just buy the 10s raw. I mean, if you're buying the original 10 or you're buying first edition starter deck Yugi, the original one, or Kaiba, I mean, you can just buy that and hold if you're collecting or trying to, invest. I mean, that stuff is going to go up the most. Next is Jinzo. And then next, which you can find in the tins, next is Black Rose Dragon. And next is Starburst Dragon, which you can find in tins, but also you can find in one of the original starter packs that I think is worth buying as well. Jinzo's and Pharaoh's Servant and Dark Beginning one, and then the Gold series of 2008. 2008 was the first ever Gold series, so I think buying Jinzo in the Gold series, which is a gold rare, which is very, very hard to find. Dark Beginning is ultra rare, but you really want the secret rare for Pharaoh's Servant. Those are really only sets I would personally be looking at to get them. This one, you could get in Yu-Gi Evolution. It's ultra rare, or you can get the secret rare one, which is from Yu-Gi-Oh! 2003 Tournament Pack. I would prefer that one. I would personally prefer that one. Black Letter Soldier, I love that card. Iconic card. I think that's really worth getting over all of them if you had to pick. So, and then this can also help you with knowledge so you can pick the right cards in the future. But yeah, please like, comment, subscribe, and also share this content because I'm trying to get more followers and really educate and empower people to make extra money and also have just nice collections. So yeah, part 2 is going to be coming soon.